The thing is, today's conversation is going to be fantastic because we are going to talk about folks who have low income and fair credit and they want to get approved for a credit card from a big national bank. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it.
One in a million, one in a million, one in a million. You know they're coming up to me, cause I'm just the kind of flower that's stinging in the beat, but the rhythm's getting higher. Go, 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 go. One in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million.
Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome City Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you had to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's discussion, I want to talk to you about big bank credit card for fair credit and low income, how to get approved super fast. The first thing I want you to talk about, boss, is the relationship. So you probably want to have a credit card from Chase or Wells Fargo or PNC or US Bank. The thing is, do you have a relationship with them? See, because before they approve your ass, they need to make sure that they have actually cultivated a relationship with you. So when we talk about relationship banking, it's quintessential, okay? So you want to actually pick a credit card from an institution with which you've already had a relationship. And there are several ways to look at relationship. We're looking at the length of the history, how long you've been with them, and also the breadth. I'm talking about how broad your interaction with them is. I'm talking about, do you have checking accounts? Do you have savings accounts? Do you have IRAs? Do you have CDs, certificate of deposits? Do you have MMAs, money market accounts? You probably noticed that I'm only talking about deposit accounts. I'm speaking about asset accounts. I'm not talking about the liability accounts, okay? When we talk about having an MPR, having a multi-product relationship with the bank, we are strictly talking about asset accounts, deposit accounts. So you can obtain long-term planning and support for your business or for yourself if you have a good relationship with the bank. You have better loan and finance opportunities. If you want to have a personal line of credit or a personal loan, you can get that at better rates, okay? You can obtain a higher level of customer service, especially if they know you and you have been at the branch, okay? You can also actually have someone actually look at your account and give you advice. Some institutions, including credit unions, will actually give you will give you personal finance advice on certain products if you ask the right question, okay? And the bottom line is, when we talk about having a relationship with a bank, you can also have your relationship manager look at other aspects of your financial life in general. In other words, they can give advice on if you have to start a business, or if you have some problems getting the right loan or the right line of credit. So overall, what I'm trying to tell you, boss, what I'm saying here is that establishing the right relationship with the bank with which you want to get the credit card is really important. The second thing you want to talk about is your credit score. So the assumption in today's discussion is that you have fair credit, right? So you have credit that goes from 580 to 669 on the FICO spectrum. All right, that's pretty cool. But have you checked your FICO score? When was the last time? I want you to tell me right. Don't try to walk away from me. I'm talking to you, and I want you to answer me straightforward here. I want to know, when was the last time you checked your credit score? Is it something that you do sporadically, or something you do let's say, I would say continually? Because you got to have a pattern. You see, the thing is, you got to have a formula. My point to you is you need to codify success. You need to codify your credit score improvement. How can you improve something if you can't look at it? You got to have a system in place where you monitor your credit score continually, okay? And you can do this for free. You don't have to pay anything, okay? There is a platform called annualcreditreport.com that by law allows you to check your credit report once a year. And you get a score from each of the three bureaus from Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. That will let you know, hey, listen, here is your credit score, 670, 705, or whatnot. The thing here is that you can't say I have fair credit if you don't check your credit score. You probably have good credit, or you probably have excellent credit. You're thinking I have fair credit, or you probably have bad credit, thinking I have fair credit. All right. So when I'm talking about credit scores range from 300 to 850. And chances are, as I said before, you are between 580 and 669. That's considered fair credit. And there are a lot of things you can do to improve your credit score. And that should be your lifelong goal anyway. Okay. You want to check your credit reports for errors and correct them. You want to pay down any credit card debts you have. Very important. You want to get a credit card if you don't have one. You need to have a revolving line of credit, including a credit card, to start building credit. Okay, You want to consider signing up for programs such as Credit Karma, Nerd Wallet, Experian Boost, Wallet Hub. Okay, some of those programs are free and they allow you to continually monitor your credit score. You want to wait for the negative items to fall off your credit reports if you have them. Unfortunately, that's what it is. Sometimes you have a bankruptcy, you have chapter 13 or chapter 3, or chapter 13 or chapter 7. You have collection accounts, you have late payments, hard inquiries. Those things fall off over time. You can try to apply for new credit sparingly. Applying for new credits sparingly is important because it allows you to actually build up your credit score and pay your bills on time every time. Because the third thing I want to talk to you about is credit cards. See, if your goal is to get a big bank credit card for fair credit and low income, you have a particularly small niche because you have low income and you have fair credit. So the niche is very narrow. So you need to zero in on certain credit cards that will approve you. Okay, and the good thing is we have a few that I want to share with you here. So we actually have 5 or 6, and so you have first the U.S. Bank Altitude Gold Visa Signature. This is a card that will actually approve you if you have fair credit and you have low income. Even if you have low income, they will approve you as long as you have the right relationship with U.S. Bank. Okay, and it's a great card. You can earn 20,000 bonus points. Okay, you have 4x points on dining, takeout, and restaurant delivery. You have 2x points at grocery stores, grocery delivery, streaming services, gas stations, and EV charging stations. You have 1x points on all other eligible purchases. Fantastic card. APR 15.74 to 24.74%. You have the Capital One Platinum. And this card is great. The APR is kind of high though. It's like 26.99%, but they actually will approve you, not a problem. The card is great because it allows you to build credit. Okay, and you also have the Discover It cashback. This is a card that we love because it has a purchase intro and a balance. They have an intro APR on purchases and balance transfers for 15 months, 0%. Think about it. 0% for 15 months. Fantastic. The regular APR 12.24% to 23.24%. The fourth card I want to share with you is Upgrade Visa card with cash rewards. And this is a great card also. It's not issued by it is issued by a bank, but not by Upgrade directly, because Upgrade is a fintech. Okay, so this card is kind of cool because it will accept you if you have a low income, and the APR is kind of decent also. We're looking at 8.99% to 29.99%. Okay, and the cool thing is with this card, you can actually earn 1.5% up to 1.5% cash back on all purchases as you make payments. So overall, I was just giving you a constellation of credit cards from big national banks that will approve you depending on your credit score, and even if you have low income. So the bottom line is you want to have access to info. Information is power, especially when you have a low income and you're trying to get a high limit credit card. Boss, I want to talk to you now about selection. So point number 1, you want to establish the relationship. Point number 2, you want to check your FICO score and look for errors and try to improve it. It has to be continual. Point number 3, you want to survey the market for credit cards that cater to your particular needs. point number 4, you need to select the specific card that you need. Okay, so after doing all the research, after reading, after watching gazillions YouTube videos about the subject, now it's about time you actually made a decision. Okay, and the thing here is that to choose a credit card, from a big national bank for fair credit and low income, there are a few things you want to pay attention to. I've told you before, you need to check your credit score and credit report. Okay. You need to decide which type of credit card suits your needs. Because the thing here is that you have a variety of credit cards, right? And I'm not just talking about fair credit. I mean, within fair credit, you have different types of credit cards. Are you looking for a rewards credit card? Are you looking for a card that has 0% intro APR on purchases and or balance transfers? What are you looking at? Are you looking for a credit card that allows you to build credit? In other words, you want to increase your 580 to 669 credit score. You want to bring it up to another level. Okay, so when you're thinking about those things, you got to think about the particular kind of category you find yourself in. Are you looking for a cashback credit card? This could be another possibilities. Are you looking to consolidate debt, or you want to do balance transfers? So my point is what? You can't just go around and just apply for a credit card at a big national bank with low income and fair credit if you don't have a goal. You got to have a goal, okay? And please do not forget to shop around for the best credit card offers. But you always want to start from the current institution you work with. Okay, what I'm trying to say here is if you are with a U.S. bank, start with U.S. Bank. If you are with PNC, start with PNC. If you are with Bank of America, start with the Bank of America. If you are with Wells Fargo, start with them. It's all about starting where they already know you. Because the thing is, people believe the grass is greener elsewhere. Well, not always. The grass ain't always greener elsewhere. So it's always important to start where they already know you. They already have seen your cash inflows and cash outflows. I want to talk to you about eligibility. So when we speak about big bank credit card for fair credit and low income, to get approved super fast, you need to familiarize yourself with eligibility criteria. Okay, what are the conditions the card wants? Because you better have access to that info. Generally, they want you to be at least 18 years old. Okay, and they want you to show your source of income. This is important. You got to have U.S. citizenship or permanent residency. In some cases, if you have an I-10, you can also qualify for a credit card. Not a problem. They will look at your employment. They'll look at various elements to approve you. And you got to have good credit history. Okay, and on the credit card application form itself, they want you to put your full name, date of birth, social security number, your country of citizenship, your contact information, your employment status, okay, your annual income. And here we are speaking about also non-taxable income. So when we speak about annual income on a credit card application form, you can include all kinds of income, including non-taxable income. We're speaking about municipal bond interest, for instance, okay, or social security or disability income. And they want you to mention your housing expenses, mortgages or rental payments, and your bank account information and how many and what types of account do you have. Okay, so this is something you need to think about. And if you apply for a credit card in person or over the phone, the bank will check to see if you are eligible before moving on to the application details. Okay, and if you applied online, the eligibility questions will be included as part of the application. So bottom line is you want to think a little deeper here before making a decision. And it's always good to systematically seek pre-approval. In other words, you have a soft pull. You are able to check your rate. You're able to check the limits, the credit cards you might qualify for. If the bank you want to apply with, if they have this sort of a pre-qual, this is pretty good, because then you want to risk in anything on your credit score, right? If things work out, fine. If they don't work out, fine. You have nothing to lose, okay? But bottom line is, please be sure about the kind of cards you need. Are you looking for rewards cards? Are you looking for cashback cards? Are you looking for low rates cards? Are you looking for secure cards? It's totally up to you. Obviously, you're not looking for a secure card because in today's show, we are strictly talking about unsecured credit cards from big national banks for fair credit and low income. I'll be right back. Right after this, don't go anywhere.
Finest, royal young tequila, and call me señorita. Ay, papi, got me dreaming. My legs up on the ceiling. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know when he come, he ain't never gonna leave now. Hit it the night run, and that's the way I wanna be. So don't think I'm the one to won't ever be enough.
Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sturdy Kiwi Show. I'm still having a conversation with you about big bank credit card for fair credit and low income. How do you get it super fast? Okay. And now I want to talk to you about the application itself. I mean, the process. Okay. And how do you actually apply? Well, there's a process, and that process is important. And if you have watched our other shows, I've been saying this over and over. Apply online, apply over the phone or at the branch. If you apply in person, you have a chance to ask all questions before you even apply, so that you are increasing your chances of approval. Your approval odds will go up because you can ask questions about you can ask questions about income, what kind of income they want you to have to qualify, what kind of minimum income they want you to have to qualify you, right? And you can also talk to the rep, if you go to the branch, you can speak to the rep about things like authorized users, co-application. So the credit card co-application, can you actually have a co-applicant? What are the timelines? Okay, how long do you have to wait? And if a push came to shove and that you have to have a credit card application under review, why is it pending? Why is it under review? How long do you have to wait? What is the recourse that you have? So those are questions that I want you to share with someone at the credit card issuer, someone at the big national bank before you even apply. That way you will have all the answers needed before you even applied, which is the right position to be in, right? Think about the edge that you have. And when we speak about the application process, we also want to make sure that you speak about your the limits that you need. What I'm trying to say is just applying for a credit card is kind of cool, but if the credit card issuer ever asks you, what is your spending limits? What is actually your credit card limits, your ideal? Well, the thing is, you always choose a big number, right? Let's say you are looking for a limit of $1,000. You can always say, hey, listen, I'm expecting 10,000. The only thing is you have to be able to back it up. It's not just about saying, hey, listen, I want $1,000, I want $10,000, and that's it. No, you can't be doing it. You have to back up. You have to substantiate why you need that amount. And I want to talk to you before finishing today's conversation about denial. So if for any reason your ask is denied, it's kind of painful, but hey, listen, it's a great opportunity to learn and rebound, right? So here are reasons you can be denied a credit card. Let's say you have high balances on other credit cards, too many credit cards or inquiries, low income, short credit history, and recent delinquency. So low income is an important criterion also, but this is why you want to actually go through all the steps I just gave you, okay? And so what happens when you deny credit? You will receive something called an adverse action notice. In other words, the bank has gone through and has decided on an adverse action against you, okay? Well, the law doesn't state how soon creditors must do so, but you can expect an adverse action notice within 7 to 10 business days, okay? And you just want to read it, okay? You want to understand why you were denied in the first place. You want to understand why what are the requirements if they were not clear to you from the get-go. Okay, and the thing here is that you need to make sure that there is actually another option. It's called reconsideration. In other words, you can ask for a credit card reconsideration. You just have to locate the reconsideration for your bank. Okay, and it's totally up to you if you want to pursue that route or not. But next time, if you want to be approved next time with no problem, you want to request a copy of your credit report. You want to dispute any mistakes that are in there, improve your credit history, improve your credit. You want to try a retail card instead. Yeah, people do this. Or you can opt for a secured card. So if you can't get an unsecured card, well, you can try a secured card. Totally possible. And the bottom line is you want to avoid multiple inquiries. Okay, that's really, really important, because having multiple inquiries will actually reduce your credit score, and you really don't want that. And if you have a low credit score, chances are you're going to have to use a lot of cash, and you wouldn't be able to get credit anymore. Something that's very, very important, and you don't want to do it. All right, boss. In today's conversation, I was talking to you about Big Bank credit card for fair credit and low income, how to get approved super fast. I spoke to you about the relationship, your FICO score, the credit cards, your selection, eligibility, the application, and the denial. Thank you so much for your attention. I will speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.